people, it's me here, and today I am bringing you a UU match against a person by the name of omfuga sooper. Yeah, that's a funny name, but yeah, it was a pretty fun match. I enjoyed it, so yeah, let's get to the battle. Okay, so pretty much I lead with my Weavile as my opponent leads with a Hippopotas, and I'm like, okay, you can't do too much to me, so I'm gonna set up a Swords Dance, and he has the superpower. Like, wow, that was crazy. Regardless, I bring in my Rose Raid because I'm like, okay, you're gonna want to switch, so I go for a Sludge Bomb, expecting him to switch, but he just sets up a Stealth Rock, so I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm just gonna set up spikes now. So I set up my first layer of spikes, and he goes for an Earthquake, and he gets a crit, which is just like terrible, because he takes out my Rose Raid. So now I'm like, okay, I'm gonna spin your rocks away, and yeah, so I go for the Rapid Spin. Get rid of his rocks, and I think he just goes for a roar, and he roars me out into my Mismagius, and I'm like, okay, no more playing games, I'm just going to take you out, and yeah, because this Hippopotas has already taken out 2 of my Pokemon, so I take it out with a Hidden Power Fighting, and yeah, it's a dead Hippopotas. So pretty much, now I bring some Stoutland, and I'm really hoping he doesn't have the Pursuit, so I'm going to switch out here into my Hitmontop. Luckily for me, he doesn't have it, and he just goes for the Crunch. If he would have had the Pursuit, that would have been a problem. Wait, no, he predicts my switch, and goes for the Frustration. That was a really nice play on his part. And even with an Intimidate, that does a lot to Hitmontop. So I brings it in Empoleon, so I just go for a Sucker Punch, expecting him to try to kill me off. But you know, yeah. So now he goes for a Waterfall. I am gonna luckily live it. And I go for a Close Combat and take him out, which is really nice because that gets rid of the Empoleon. So I think Sam takes me out here. No, it doesn't. So that means I get to, Sucker Punch wherever he decides to bring in. So he brings in Stoutland. I'm just gonna go for Sucker Punch. It's not gonna do too much, and he's gonna take me out with the Crunch. So yeah, that's a dead Hitmontop. So things aren't looking too good for me because that Stoutland's just a problem. Now here, he switches out as I bring in my Pert, and I'm just gonna go for a Scald, I think. No, I set up my rocks because I thought I could take a Frustration nicely. So I set up my rocks. He pretty much brings in his Hitmontop, and he goes for the Foresight. I really don't know why. I guess he predicted my switch, but I just stay in. So I bring him back down to the Stoutland, and here he goes for Frustration. This is on max defense, max HP Pert. That is a solid 2-hit KO. Well, it's a 3-hit KO, barring leftovers. Yeah, it's a 2-hit KO barring leftovers. With leftovers, it's a 3-hit KO. Yeah, and I brings in Hitmontop, and I do take it out with the Scald. I got a burn, but whatever. I brings in Hitmontop, and I kind of need my Pert for later because he does have a Flygon. So he goes for Rapid Spin here as I bring in my Mismagius. This really predicting maybe a fighting move. So now I set up a sub, expecting him to maybe have a Sucker Punch or something, but he just Foresights, and I forgot he had that just because, when you see Foresight on a Pokemon anymore. But yeah, I set up a sub, go for Shadow Wall, don't take him out, which means he's probably especially bulky. He's going to go for a Close Combat and take out my sub. But because of the defense drops, I will be able to take him out next turn. So I'm just going to go for a Shadow Ball. No, I switch out. Still thinking that he may have the Sucker Punch. And I go into my Victini, and it takes a Close Combat really well. So now I figure I can just go for a Zen Headbutt and take him out. So I'm going to go for the Zen Headbutt, take him out, and that's a dead Hitmontop. So now it's down to my last 3 and his last 2. And I brings in Flygon, and this Flygon is scary because it could be Scarfed. He goes for an Outrage, and I'm like, okay, that's game, you're Scarfed, I lost. So I bring in my Pert, and he goes for an Outrage, and it does a lot, but doesn't take me out. I go for a Scald, and I don't get the burn, which means it's game. Right? Maybe not. Maybe I can win, who knows. So, he gets confused. Now, I bring in my Mismagius, and I'm hoping he hits himself in confusion. So I go for a Substitute, and I'm faster than him, which means he's probably banded. So he goes for an Outrage, takes out my sub, and I need this thing to get confused because his last is a Scyther, and unless I'm behind a sub, I cannot win this. So finally he gets confused, and I'm just going to take him out with a Shadow Ball here. So yeah, Shadow Ball's going to take out the Flygon, and he brings in his last, which is his Scyther, and yeah, so I'm like, okay, I'm going to take you out with a Shadow Ball. So yeah, he goes for an Aerial Ace. As you can see, he's faster than me, so without that sub, I pretty much would have lost, and I just take him out with Shadow Ball. So yeah, that's a good game. Hope you all enjoyed this. If you did, feel free to leave a like or a comment or even subscribe. So yeah, that's the game. Peace out. See you all later.